Mr. Neary, if you're listening to this right now, that can only mean one thing. My video is dropped. I know you've been waiting for this moment for a while, so I'm just going to get right into it. Alright, to start off, I'm going to be talking about the production possibilities curve. The idea behind this model is to improve our understanding of trade-offs by considering a simplified economy that produces only two goods. That was a lot of big words, so I'm just going to show you on this graph. This graph shows a hypothetical production possibilities curve for Mr. Tom Hanks, who must make a trade-off between fish production and coconut production. The curve shows the maximum quantity of fish Mr. Tom Hanks can catch during a week given the quantity of coconuts he gathers and vice versa. If the point is under the curve, like right here, at which Tom catches 20 fish and gathers 9 coconuts, it is feasible, but guess what? It's not efficient. If the point is above the curve, like point D, right there, where Tom becomes a superhuman and catches 40 fish and gathers 30 coconuts, it is considered unattainable and not feasible. Points A and B are efficient and are located right on the curve, where Tom gathers at point A 15 coconuts and 20 fish, and at point B Tom gathers 9 nuts and 28 fish. He's a great fisherman. Okay, well, I think I killed that, and it's on to my next topic, opportunity cost. I'm going to pause the video real quick and turn to the page. Alrighty, I am back. I'm going to start off by explaining to you opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the loss of potential gain from other alternatives when one alternative is chosen. Now the graph, for example, if this were a straight line, that would indicate constant opportunity cost. But as you can see here, that is not the case in this graph. The line is bowed out. A bowed out PPC indicates increasing opportunity costs. This indicates this because, for example, when Tom wants to catch 20 fish, this requires time, and he must give up 5 coconuts. And if he likes his fish and he wants to produce an extra 20 more fish, this requires him to give up 25 more coconuts. This is an example of opportunity costs, and I'll be back in a second to talk about advantage. Welcome back. Now to talk about advantage. We'll start by defining absolute advantage. Absolute advantage is the ability to produce more of a good or service with a given amount of time and resources. Tom has the absolute advantage in production of fish, as you can see here, because the x-intercept is 40, and Hanks, as you can see over here, is 10. Sorry for the abrupt stoppage, but my phone ran out of storage. So Hank's x-intercept is 10, which is less than Tom's, which is 40. So Tom has the absolute advantage over Hank. Let's take a look at comparative advantage. Comparative advantage is the ability to produce a good or a service at a lower opportunity cost. Let's take a look at these graphs. Tom has a comparative advantage in production in fish because Tom is only losing 3/4 a coconut to Hank's 2 per fish. But Hank isn't totally worthless here because he has the comparative advantage in coconuts, as you can see. he only loses a half a fish to Tom's 4/3 per coconut. That is comparative advantage. Let's talk about our next topic. Alright, let's talk about specialization and trade. Let's look at these graphs. If the U.S. concentrates on pork production and ships some of its output to Canada, while Canada concentrates on aircraft and ships some of its output to the U.S., both countries can consume more than if it instead insisted on being self-sufficient. It's a win-win for both countries. And that's it. Peace out.